Welcome to day number 2 of the farm. So today we're going to kind of keep on rolling exactly where we left off. So we actually have a little bit of flour already ready to go. So let's move that over to the correct production and let's make it into some bread first thing this morning. One huge bonus from this game from the last game is the pallets are just so much easier to work with this time around, and it's a little bit nicer to work all the way around with just how the pallets work. They move a lot better, they act a lot more natural like a real life pallet would. But so let's go ahead and come over here. Let's activate ourselves the bread production. I think, yep, all it requires is flour. It'll go ahead and start producing that in the flour, so we don't need to do much more with that. We're already starting to grind more of that wheat down. In the last episode, we ended up cultivating both of these fields and planting this field right here. Now this field is ready to go ahead and start weeding it. It does have medium-sized weeds, so let's kind of take a look real fast. What would be the weeder we would need to get for medium weeders? So we could pick up this weeder right here. It costs $36,000, but we'd have to make sure to get the weeds immediately instead of letting them grow up. But I'm gonna think about that when we immediately go ahead and start planting. Planting is gonna be like our main objective for the day, to at least get all of the fields planted and ready to go in that aspect. All right, we're just gonna start planting this right here. Hopefully it won't take too long to get this entire field planted. We are gonna plant oats in these 2 fields right here, and then the other 2 fields are going to be canola, so that we at least have a little bit of a variety so that we can also use our productions. Because if you look over here at the map, this right here, field 2 and field 5 are both going to be that, plus this is still getting ready to harvest here pretty soon, which that field is soybeans, so that should be some pretty good money once we can actually use it. And just like that, we got the first field done. So now let's kind of switch this. Actually, got to turn it off first. Switch it over to canola so we can get this production going, which actually, it's been going for a little bit. What are we currently looking at over here? Only 461 liters of canola oil. So that's not enough right now to do a whole lot with, but it'll be enough in the future. So for right now, I'm actually just going to put this thing down. And once we get done with these 2 fields, then we'll start dealing with the weeds problem. righty, and just like that, we are now done with all of our seeding that we need to do. All of our fields are planted. We actually got a little bit longer we need to wait on these two. Actually, is there weeds? Yeah, there's weeds in both those fields. Place that down right there. One thing I did realize is our equipment is kind of breaking faster than I would like it to. So I did find out if you do wash off all the dirt off it does keep it from damage getting worse and worse on it. All right, she is cleaned up, and I'm just gonna park her right back in the shed where she belongs. We are gonna in fact buy the weeder for the medium weeds because I think that would be the best way to go about it. I don't want to buy a sprayer. Ooh, but if we do buy a sprayer, Alrighty, so I went ahead and bought both the weeder and a spreader. So I'm gonna go about it a little bit differently than I was originally thinking about going about it. So we are gonna in fact have a weeder and a spreader. Right now, we're only gonna be able to afford solid spread. We're only gonna be able to afford solid fertilizer for right now, which I'm fine with. And also later on, it will give us a little bit better yields as well, because we'll be able to do 2 of those and it's a lot faster. I did a little bit of an upgrade and put some row crop tires on it so that we don't gotta really worry about row crop being an issue later on. So I am gonna go ahead and take this right here and at least go ahead and take it back to the farm and start weeding the first area, which another thing I probably wanna do is there's a couple of contracts available right now. I wouldn't mind doing a couple of those. So I went ahead and got the AI worker working on getting this field kind of weeded out while I'm going to take this back up to town and pick up the other piece of equipment that I bought, which is the spreader, so I can start throwing some solid fertilizer onto the field. Now of course we need to throw it on the small fields. I don't know if this big field actually needs any or not. It is 50% fertilized, so it's not the best fertilization. Maybe we'll throw the spreader on the big one, on the big tractor with the row crops, but for right now, any field that doesn't need row crop tires, we're just gonna put it on this tractor on that field. All right, so yeah, we may need a wait, but we just can't afford one right now, and they're a little expensive, so we're just gonna kind of wheel this back to the farm so that we can put it on the other tractor once it's done with the field it's working on. Oh, just perfect timing as well. Looks like when I'm pulling up to drop off that little heavy son of a gun. It is just, I just finished up its job. So we'll park this right here out of the way. Yeah, let's go ahead and fold this up and put this away in the shed because we don't need it for a little bit until the other fields need to be weeded as well. All right, so we ended up fertilizing all the fields. Now these 4 right here will need another coat. Alongside that, honestly, these 2 and this one right here. So hopefully in the next month, these 3, actually 4, will be ready to go ahead and weed those so that we don't have to deal with that anymore. On top of that, be able to throw one more last bit of fertilizer on top so that it's completely 100% fertilized. The only thing that we won't be able to do to it is actually roll it, and that's just gonna be because we don't got the money for it right now. So we'll go ahead and connect that, park it back inside of here where it belongs. But that is all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for the support you showed me and my entire family here. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.